Hello, welcome back. So, today I want to talk about another song that's become a recent favorite of mine. Like, I don't know, like, it came on my spot, because I have a Spotify playlist of, like, all the K-pop songs that I like. And I think it's gone out of control because there's over 125 songs right now, and I don't know if that's healthy or good, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Anyway, it came on, because sometimes lately on Spotify they've been mixing in random songs into your playlist, so your playlist will play, and then another song that's kind of suggested based off the playlist will also play into the playlist. And so this song came into it, and I ended up, of course, adding it to my playlist because I have a problem. And uh, and no, and I listened to it like repeatedly, and so now I want to talk about it. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to talk about it. Let's go. So this song is "Maniac" by VIVIZ. VIVIZ. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, someone can correct me. It's fine. Um, let's get into it. Enough of my rambling. Let's just go.
힘껏 내팽개친 roses 말론 안 통하지 역시 어쩜 이리 안 변해 인정 같은 소리인데 꼭 이쯤에서 끝내내고 있는 심도 out of space 얼룩주는 record bar 그렇게도 fade away 지워줘 scared face 끝까지 신경 쓰여
Alright, so let's get into these opening lyrics here. The first verse. They say the roses I threw away with all my might. Words don't work. How can things never change? It sounded like recognition. It's over at this point. Let go. Patience is out of space. A stained red carpet, and then fade away again. I'll take it away, my scarred face. I care until the end. Okay, so it's interesting. It's more so like painting an image than telling you anything specifically. They're speaking in a very more poetic way. So the lyrics are not entirely direct, but that kind of makes it more fun, in my opinion. You get to decipher more. You get to play lyrical detective. I'm like I'm like Detective Pikachu, but with Korean pop lyrics. Anyway, the roses I threw away with all my might. One can take that as like he's obviously this is a toxic relationship, and this love they have is not healthy or good for either one of them. But we're gonna stick to being it's from her perspective, so mostly not for her. So the roses I threw away with all my might. I'm taking that as it was a peace offering, or the roses he gave her to try to show his affection, and now she kind of throws them in spite, or the sight kind of sickens her because the gesture feels hollow. And because that kind of ties into when she says words don't work. How can things never change? Essentially, you keep telling me all the right things, but things don't ever are never different because the actions don't match what's being said to me. Hence why I threw away the roses that were given to me on my might. Because then it says it sounded like recognition. So this kind of ties into this one. It says words don't work. How can things never change? It sounded like recognition. I take that as how can I put it? Like it sounded like you were acknowledging me, like you were actually getting what I was feeling, but in reality you didn't, and you never were going to put the effort in to figure it out or try to change or try to make things better. And that's why she says it's over at this point. Let go. Patience is out of space. Essentially, it's over. I'm done with you. My patience is pretty much off this planet. I have none. Essentially, a stained red carpet, and then fade away again. Take it away, my scarred face. I care until the end. So, a stained red carpet, you could take that as like spilled wine, maybe even spilled blood, maybe things got sinister, maybe things even got violent. I don't know. And then fade away again. Essentially, or you can take it as a metaphor for like a stained red carpet, like a carpet that is stained, not a carpet that's red to stain, but a carpet that has been stained red. So you could take that as for either like wine or like blood. But either way, commotion has happened. Something, precarious or dangerous has occurred. And and then essentially it's like you're back out of my life again. You come in, you've caused all this commotion, and then just left. And so she's asking, take away my scarred face. So maybe that implies that something a little bit more dangerous did happen. Or again, it's metaphorical scarred face as in, my tears, this pain that I feel, I feel. And then it's like I care until the end. So ultimately maybe she's reaffirming that like, even though all this is toxic and hurtful and painful, I can't help but still care. Essentially saying I'm maybe a slave to my emotions in a situation, and it prevents me from thinking clearly or thinking rationally. So, I don't know. Let's get back into the.
This love is maniac, maniac, maniac. But I can't killing it, killing it, killing it. 사랑 말고 다른 말로 설명할 수 없는 말로. It's maniac, maniac, maniac. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 자극적이 끌림. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 잔인해진 orbit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 지겨운 love phobic. Yeah. 그래 솔직하잖아 지금 진 거야.
Okay, so the chorus. I'm not gonna say all of that repeatedly like that. I won't do that. I'll do it once, but you won't like it. This love is maniac, 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 but I can't killing it, killing it, killing it. A melodrama that can't be explained with anything other than love. It's maniac, maniac, a stimulating attraction. The orbit has become cruel. So essentially what they're saying is, again, what I've emphasized, what I said before, this love is maniac. Essentially, this love is crazy. This love is psychotic. This love is insane. This love makes no sense. But I can't kill it. I can't get rid of it. I can't walk away. And she's admitting that it's a melodrama that can only be explained by the fact that I am in love. Like, she's basically saying it's self-aware about the fact that this situation is crazy. I'm crazy for being in it, but I can't walk away because I'm too emotionally tied. And I think it makes sense. I think a lot of people, but especially like a lot of ladies, at least from what I listen to, when I listen to a lot of ladies talk about things, it's an experience a lot of them have, like the emotional up and down, the drama of it all is part of what keeps them attached in a situation, even though the situation is toxic, because it's just like this emotional roller coaster that takes you on this crazy ride. That's why things like soap operas are popular amongst housewives, because they enjoy the melodrama. That's why most daytime television is soap operas and like talk shows and View knockoffs, because it's drama and tea, drama and gossip. Like so, in the songs like that, love is like that. It's that emotional roller coaster, that up and down. Anyway, let's get back into the song.
얼음처럼 날 선말 부서질 듯 던져봐 심장을 푹 찌르고 또 melty 완벽하게 클리셰 웃기지도 않는 걸 갈피 없이 뒤집히는 마구나 답이 없는 zero sum game 뭐가 문제였던 건데 결국 또 미뤄진 end 이것도 재주야 perfect.
Okay, so actually, let's get back into a lyric that I kind of missed before when I was talking about the orbit being coming. I kind of skipped over some of this because I went on a tangent. When she says, like, stimulating attraction, the orbit has become cruel, boring, love phobic. Essentially, this mania, again, like it plays into what I said, the mania is a stimulating attraction. It's not only the attraction is part of the stimulation of the uncertainty and the insanity of the relationship. But she's saying, like, being around you, the orbit has become cruel. Essentially, like, this, I revolve around you, or we revolve around each other in a sense, but it's become twisted and dark and messed up. And boring, love phobic, I guess that means, like, one could say that it has, at this point, she has burnt out and is now actually afraid of love. Because if this is what love does to me, I'm not sure if I actually want it. Okay, so let's get into this anyway. Okay, let's be honest, you're having fun right now. Throw words as sharp as ice as if they might break. It stabbed my heart and melted again. Complete cliche and not even a magnet that turns over without a clue, a zero-sum game with no answer. Okay, essentially, what's interesting is he's saying, again, this song is a very frank song. He's being very honest and self-aware, and it continues that with, let's be honest, you're having fun right now. Essentially, I don't know if she's being honest with him, or maybe it's, I take it as she's being honest with herself, saying, like, this seems fun right now because of the excitement of the drama. And then she's saying, like, no, throw words as sharp as ice if they might break. Essentially, like, you're having fun now because of the drama, because of the excitement and the emotional strings that are being pulled. And also it's saying, like, or it's saying also you're having fun throwing these words as sharp as ice as if they might break. And I like that. I like that line. Throwing words as sharp as ice as if they might break. So, and I take that as, it stabbed my heart and melted again. Actually, let's get into this for a second. Let's forget about that for a second. Throw words as sharp as ice as if they might break. It stabbed my heart and melted again. I like that because it's essentially saying, you know, you're throwing words at me like hoping to stab me. You're throwing words sharp as ice as if it might break me. It stabbed my heart and melted again. Or essentially what you're saying is you're throwing words to melt my icy heart. And then once they hit me, they have melted me again. I have grown cold towards you, but your words have warmed me up again. But I like how it plays on the idea of the words are sharp as ice, but then the sharp words that stab my heart have melted my heart again. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of messed up because it's essentially saying, like, you're saying messed up things to me, things that should be taken harshly, things that I should take as maybe a red flag or a warning, but instead those things are making me melt again and making me warm to you and actually making me more attracted, even though I kind of really shouldn't be. And it's like completely cliche and not even funny. Even she's admitting, or she, the woman in the song, the woman the song is about, is admitting that it's kind of cliche that you're doing and saying all these things that should repel me, but instead they're kind of turning me on, and it's kind of cliche, you know, like the bad guy dude being mean, talking shit, and the girl's like, he's such a dick. Like, you know how many girls I've seen who are like, oh my god, that guy sucks, he's such a dick. And then a little while later you find out she's dating that dude. Her and that guy are in a relationship, and she was talking shit about him, talking about how he sucks, how much he a dick, how much he hates him. And so this kind of plays in that. But then, like, he's saying all those things that are like, oh, fuck you. But it's actually making her like him more. And she admits it's kind of cliche. And it's so cliche that it's not even funny that she's falling for the same routine. And she herself is not immune to any of that, even though she knows that it's happening. And so when she says also a magnet that turns over without a clue, a zero-sum game with no answer, essentially there's an attraction that I can't really understand, and I can't really grasp why I do. It just makes me feel a certain way. And essentially, it's a zero-sum game where there's no real conclusion, there's no real winner, and there's no answer to this. I'm just kind of left a slave to these feelings, and even I don't understand why. So, when they get into this part of the bridge, it says, what was the problem? In the end, the end was postponed again. This is also a talent perfect. So essentially, it's asking, you know, what was wrong? Like, so what's the problem? What's the problem? It's kind of saying, like, you know, what's the problem? And she's saying the problem is in the end, it was in the end. The problem was that she delayed breaking it off again. She wanted to break away from it, and in the end, she didn't. And the cycle sort of continues. And I don't know, this is interesting line that says this is also a talent perfect. I guess it's a talent finding yourself in these situations again. Maybe she's kind of being sarcastic a little bit. Like, it's a talent what I do, finding myself in these kind of messed up love situations. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back into to the chorus.
This love is maniac, 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 but I can't killing it, killing it, killing it. 사랑 말고 다른 말로 설명할 수 없는 햇살처럼 조각난 light 그 아래선 우린 living in a moment bloody true 뒤디겨져 물들어 결국 벗어던진 last night what you wanna do.
Okay, so let's get into this final little bridge. And he says, lightning fragment like a crystal we stand underneath, living in a moment bloody truth. A crushed and colored roses. I eventually took off the mask, although it said it slightly differently in the video there. But anyway, tell me what you want to do. So one could take this as like this verse, this little bridge here, this mini verse bridge, whatever you want to call it, is saying that, you know, I guess you can say it as like it has been like their relationship has been fractured to a point that she now understands what the truth is and what really is, what everything really is. Like all pretense, I mean, they say mask off, all pretense, all the masks that were on between them have been stripped bare, and the only thing that lays before them now is truth, is reality. And there's no escaping that, despite how hard they may have tried to live in some fanciful world. They have to admit to themselves that this situation is bad. What's going on between us is not healthy and it's not good, and we can't pretend anymore. And so at this point she's telling me, like, tell me what you want to do. So essentially she's saying, this is the truth. This is what lay before us. So tell me, what do you want to do about it? Essentially is what she's saying. Like, we can't ignore reality. The bloody truth is lays before us. What choice do we have? What else can we do? Yeah. So back to the chorus.
Life is maniac, 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 and I'm okay with it, can with it, can with it. 근데 넌 남아줘도 이해할 수 없는 mellow. It's maniac, maniac, maniac. 화려한 이 tragic. 이건 사랑 맞지? 영혼을 신나게. Yeah. 솔직하자 우리는 즐긴 거야. Never ever. It's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. Maniac. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Alright, so let's get into some of these outro lyrics. Just let's touch on these a little bit. This colorful tragic, this is love right, eternal scene. So they're kind of just speaking about, like, you know, the beauty of the tragedy of their love, and wondering if this is really truly what love is. Like, sort of second guessing, sort of questioning. Eternal scenery. Okay, let's be honest, we have fun. So essentially, they're like, I think this is like where they decided that ultimately it was fun while it lasted, but we have to split. But let's be honest, we did have fun despite how crazy it was, and we'll always have that crazy moment together and these crazy feelings. But despite what we feel, we can't really be together. We're not good for each other, but it was still fun. So it's kind of like, you know, it was crazy, but in the end, there are really no, like, hard feelings, but it had to be over. So yeah, let me know what you think. You agree, disagree, you have your own thoughts on it? I'd like to know, I'd like to hear it. I'll answer, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I more than likely will. Until next time, bye.